Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everyone this morning?
No, I can't complain. I just woke up. It's 5:25 here.
And that's in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm up in Utah, so hopefully you'll be getting some of our cold air down there.
Oh man, is it already cold over there?
Yeah, we woke up and it was 20 degrees.
Man, yeah, it's just getting a little chilly. It's maybe like 70s now. It's not bad.
Yeah, that sounds like bombing weather.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hey guys,
Good morning.
Pete here.
Good morning, guys.
How's everybody doing today?
Awesome. How are you?
Ready to go.
Very well, thank you.
Happy Friday.
Everybody's so quiet. It must have been a long week.
Not a long week for me. I just woke up.
Nice. I have to get up by 5:30 to talk to overseas staff members, so I'm always up.
Yeah, these calls have been awesome though. And it's only the first week.
Yeah, it's great stuff. I really appreciate Sean's perspective on things.
Yeah, I really enjoyed yesterday's talk too about the whole not everyone tells the truth. It's true.
Yeah, and you never know where they're necessarily coming from, and I guess you try to read people as best you can, but you have to be able to sift through stuff.
You know, on
Yeah.
that one, like way back in the day, early, I was taught to take people at face value and let them have the consequences for not being honest. And so that was a huge paradigm shift for me.
Mm-hmm. It's a little dark, but it's honestly kind of human nature too.
I also like what he said, that sometimes they do it maliciously, but a lot of times they lie to us to protect us. So I thought that was an interesting point.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
One thing I'll say too is that I find from yesterday's meeting, I've been looking at how many times I have done that during the day. And I've noticed that in just general conversation, somebody says, well, how are you doing? Or this or that, whatever. And I'll just answer my general good or doing great, even if you're a little frustrated. Do you know what I mean? So I've noticed that in myself a little bit as well.
Well, that's why I think it's hysterical. Is it the German culture that German folks find it very strange that we greet people with asking how they are? They take it to mean quite literal, and it's like asking them, like, are you sick or not, or if you do you have a fever or not.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think there's some European cultures that find it very strange that that's our greeting.
We're a strange bunch.
That's very gentle of you. Well, as a chiropractor, my mentor back then told me never ask them how they're doing because they'll never stop talking.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
Always say good to see you or something like that. That's what they told me.
Right, but even in that situation, it might be a lie because it might be terrible to see them.
Right.
As a dentist, I'm also careful what I ask.
It's true. But then I guess I wonder, if we create our state with our thoughts, I guess it's a gray area if it's a lie, or if I'm just trying to cultivate a state by affirming that I'm happy to see you.
Oh, there's no easy answers to anything.
I know one thing for me, I tend to just say what's been ingrained by habit. So I've just been saying it for so long on different things that it's cool to be able to just put your mind on it and to think about what you're saying sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Fun Friday. How are we doing out there?
Great.
Morning, Sean.
Good morning,
great.
Sean. Doing well.
Good morning.
Awesome. Hey, so we have a little bit of fun with each day of the week, right? We have Mastery Monday, Trajectory Tuesday, Why Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, Fun Friday, Sensational Saturday, Soulful Sunday. And it's kind of a way to ground ourselves in different ideas and concepts. But Fun Friday certainly doesn't mean we don't crank it, that we don't make things happen. What Fun Friday is really all about is just remembering that without celebration of our work, our efforts, our outcomes, kind of like, what are we doing all this for? And that relates to, obviously, we say more money in less time with more magic, which is what this is really at the core all about. So it's Fun Friday. And with that said, who's got something that they can share that's a win? That's something that's happening that's either a win, something they like to do for fun, like what's happening out there? Who's got something?
Well, I'd like to say I'm Craig from California.
Hey, Craig.
Hi, Sean. I'd like to say you guys said go with the heat, go to the heat. And there was a guy, he's one of the superintendents of transportation in Lake Elsinore. And I've been meaning to talking to him. And I thought, I was checking out a van this morning to take out, I teach special ed. So I went in there in the morning, I took him to 4 properties. And I said, instead of I'm the type of guy who'll say too much versus asking questions. So I said, hey, I'm going to retire in 4 years. How long do you have? And he said, I'm glad you said that. I'm retiring in 3 weeks, but don't tell anybody. I said, well, okay, well, so I asked him about what does he want to do? And so when we only talked for about a minute, I gave him the papers and he said, I'm so glad you came to me. This is perfect timing. And I just thought, man, he was on my mind, and I don't expect to get that from everybody, perfect timing, but for him, when you said follow the heat, he was one of those guys that came in my mind. So I was very excited about that.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Craig. And so thank you. Just stay with me for a sec. So quick question. Let's say before you communicated with him, he was on your mind. What was holding you back? Just like not thinking, just in your heart, what was holding you back from communicating with him?
I think the bottom line is that he wouldn't want to do. He had a real bad investment in Texas that he did everything the wrong way. And I thought, well, and I knew he liked me, like I told him before about good investment. So it was just that thought of, well, what if it doesn't work? And then what you said, don't go chasing people. Like I'm gonna let a lot of people know, but if they want to follow, so just thinking that is what got me to go back to him.
Yeah, but originally, what I'm hearing you say, Craig, is that it was fear, which is always fear, right? It's always fear. Fear of rejection, fear of failure. So let's touch on those for a second, because they're like counter forces, the counter forces to our acceleration. And fear is, you know, we get a lot of like fun little acronyms, and people say catchy, surfacey things like fear is false evidence that appears real. And that's true. But like at the core, fear, right? At the core, we have fear of basically only two things. And all fear drops into these two categories. We have fear of rejection, and we have fear of failure. And we're not going to have a full treatment, like we're touching on things in the huddles. We'll have sessions on this at greater length. But when we get into the space of realizing that nobody can reject us except ourselves, and the only way we ever feel rejection is when we have suboptimal, less than great rules about what leads us to feel rejected. So if you want to have a great armor from against feeling rejected, now I'm going to drop a footnote here. So we're talking about how not to feel rejected, but we're also dropping a footnote and saying we don't want to become oblivious. Like the 10 indispensable elements, which we'll be talking about on next week's hour and a half call. In the 10 indispensable elements, we want to make sure that we're not failing to listen deeply. So there are folks that get very motivated, get into a state of personal development and personal power, and they begin to become oblivious to feedback. So, Tony Robbins has a great quote: you could be as motivated as you like, and you could be running east looking for a sunset, and you're going to have a lot of pain and eventually become exhausted. So when we say that there's no such thing as rejection, that's different than saying there's no such thing as suboptimal influencing skills. Two different things. So when somebody says no, we don't want to feel rejected, but we want to say, okay, what can we do from here to get to a yes with integrity? And we want to say, what could we have done more optimally in the results formula to get to a yes? What we want to disconnect from is the idea that we were rejected, because rejection is something made up. Rejection is something that makes us feel badly. Rejection stops action. So, for example, a rule, right, to arm ourselves against rejection might be, and you could make up whatever it is for you, because we want to make up all of our own rules consciously, but a rule about rejection might be, hey, I only feel rejected when I violate my integrity with somebody and lie to them, and then they say no to me, right? Or even if they say yes to me. So we could make up very limited rules about how we feel rejected. And, in contrast, simply somebody saying no to us, somebody saying that's ridiculous, somebody saying why are you doing that, those things don't lead us to feel rejected, for on one side. In terms of failure, and there's plenty more to share about fear of rejection and fear of failure. On fear of failure side, we could also have different rules about fear of failure. And the fear of failure rules could be like, I only feel like I failed when I have tried every single solitary thing under the results formula. I have overturned every stone. I've made 20 appropriate follow-ups and made time to make all of those follow-ups. And there is an absolute definitive no, such that I could never win to my ultimate goal in the end. Like, that's really hard to reach that failure. As opposed to, oh, yeah, like they said no, I failed. That's not failure or rejection. failure is only ultimate failure of our dreams and goals for our life and who and what we are. And that's never going to happen. So disconnecting notions of failure and rejection are extraordinarily critical components for our self-mastery, which you've only begun to touch on. And to remember that inspiration, motivation, physiological changes, yelling, screaming, jumping, all those things are powerful self-mastery tools, but they become less critical. They're always important. Actually, strike that. They're critical, but we need to utilize them less frequently when we're in a state of having better rules to support our nervous system. So this Fun Friday, and we'll pause there. On this Fun Friday, we're introducing the concept of, hey, we want to connect to fun. We want to look at our breakthroughs. We want to celebrate our wins. And we also want to begin to, rewire our brains. And the rewiring of our brains starts with disconnecting from notions of failure and rejection, not obliviously. So we're disconnecting from notions of failure and rejection, not obliviously, because we certainly want to be paying close attention to the feedback we're getting with people distancing themselves from us or saying no to us or avoiding our return phone call or saying, yeah, I'll get back to you, right? All those things, we want to be very aware of what they mean, but we don't want to feel badly about them, right? Two completely different things. We don't want to feel badly. We don't want to have our actions slowed. We want to feel the same way we did when we were learning to ride a bicycle, right? It's like, okay, this is, not quite there. I'm getting my balance. It's a little wobbly. I'm finding my way. But we're recognizing new distinctions and feedback at higher and higher levels of mastery, but we're not taking ourselves to slow down because we're feeling any pain of rejection or failure. Okay, so with that said, thus far, does anybody have any questions about any of that?
No, that was good.
All right, awesome. Okay, so with that said, does anybody have any questions about any of the emotional rapport building, any of the things we did before we move into a couple of quick thoughts about a Fun Friday?
Sean, this is Ben Fox. Good morning.
What's up, brother?
I've got a great question. I thought about this.
Yes, sir.
When we're working on building emotional rapport, we're having to, in my opinion, split our focuses up. And as I've been doing that, I've been getting better and better at that. What advice could you give me on focusing on the person I'm working with my heart, and at the same time thinking about these steps and working on myself? If you could help me with that, please. I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. So that's a fantastic question. And I would go back to my bicycle analogy. Right now, it's a little challenging. And right now, and everybody recognize this, your rapport building, your connecting, your relationship building may actually slow down and take just a little bit of a back step for a short period of time, because you're going to be in your head more because you're trying to remember steps and pieces and parts of things. But very rapidly, this will become natural. I don't think about any of this. I just don't. It's funny because people analyze me that I work with, I interact with, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're doing this and that," and I'm just on autopilot. It's just how I show up in the world because I'm in service of people and wanting to connect with them super deeply. And so this is like riding a bicycle. You just don't think about it. So in the beginning, Ben, it's just trying to really, I would literally tap my heart. I would remember and connect to love. I'm going to go do a speaking engagement in a little over an hour to a lot of high-level salespeople inside a major bank. And in that conversation, it's very easy to get into my own head. I want to impress them. I want them to get what I'm talking about. I'm excited. It's my life's work, right? But if I'm in that headspace, it's about me. And I just have to keep focused on it's about them. It's loving them. It's speaking into their listening, connecting with them. If you stay in your heart, touch your heart, remember people, love people, and this process, you're going to acclimate faster and faster. But it's beautiful to hear the accelerations that Craig was sharing, that you're sharing. And, we're on our way and getting there, brother. So cool.
Woo. Thank you, sir. Cool.
Yeah. All right.
Love it.
All right. So as we draw to a close in this Fun Friday, I would just share this. For many of us, we have different limiting beliefs about things, about ourselves, our life, who we are, what life is. And it is my hallucination that we all desperately crave magic. And I don't mean metaphysical magic, right? Or something supernatural. I just mean that feeling that more aspirational, dreamlike place of going somewhere and making something happen, you know, of love, of connection, of fun, of contribution, just all the magic being all the emotional states you want to feel and experience. And to me, that gets taken out of us over time. So this Fun Friday, I just remind everybody to connect with your heart, to love yourself, and to think about, like, what do you have fun doing? Like, and if you're having fun a lot, that's great, right? And make sure that stays a consistent part of your life, and think of new or just familiar ways to have fun and do the things that you love. Like, I still love going to Chicken and the Egg in Long Beach Island. I love just being on the beach there and going surfing. Like, it feels, I feel connected to my childhood. I feel connected to like this soulful place, you know, like, what is that for you? And if that's something you're, you know, connected to, make sure you feel those feelings regularly, that we're not just all about, you know, what we're achieving, but also if you're disconnected from it, really sit down today and write, hey, like, what's fun? Like, how do I get back into a state of fun? And if your answer is, well, I don't know, then just always ask this follow-up question. Well, what if I did know? Let me guess. And just start writing some things down, capturing it, because life is about magic. Life is about growth. Life is about everybody else, and all this more money and less time and all the things we're learning is simply designed to provide that for ourselves and for the people we love and care about, and in fact, the world. So with that said, this has been an amazing week. It's Happy Fun Friday. If there's any other questions, things people need help with, shoot in, you know, emails. We'll keep assimilating the information into what we're up to. I'm immensely grateful, and we're still in like pre-launch stage, and you guys are like the early adopters, and here we are, and we are about to launch and hit this thing like a freight train. So get ready for lots of friends coming, lots of things happening, because acceleration is about to begin at a massive level, and I could not be more grateful for you being here and for co-creating magic together. So have an incredible day. Thanks.
Awesome.
Love it.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Sean.
Much gratitude.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Have a great day.
Yep. Good morning from the Turks and Caicos. I'm sending lots of sunshine.
Thank you.
Good morning. I don't think you can see how blue the water is. Anyway, have a good day. Happy Friday. Oh, I love that color on you. That is gorgeous. Is that like organic cotton too?
It's bamboo.
Oh yeah. I used to have like a full like jogging suit, like nice t-shirt and little yoga pants.
Yeah, just breathe so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can sweat and it takes it.
But if it, you know, we could go for a walk on the beach after breakfast.
Yeah, we
If
could.
you wanted, so I thought I'd wear my beach walking clothes. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, case in point with Giuseppe, I posted something yesterday or the day before. The post on Lush got 30. So, and that's no connection.
Yes.
See, where can I plug this thing in? It just keeps going dead. There we go. Poor little old laptop. I just like I'm torn when this thing, I've already put a new hard drive in it, but I love the old MacBook Pros because they have the disc reader and the card reader.
Steve won't give his up either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the new ones don't have it.
Right. I got the Lenovo a few months ago.
Yeah. Do you like it? Not like it? You okay?
I do so little.
Oh, on the laptop.
Really? It's a television for my office. I watch Netflix on it while I'm working.
Oh shit, yeah.
So I was doing something and I touched the screen, like I must have been trying to get a bug off it or something. On the screen, I'm like, is that a touch screen?
Oh, the whole time you had it, you didn't know it was a touch screen? Shit.
Oh.
I've done that to my laptop. Like I've brought my laptop to people for presentations and they touch my screen trying to move it and I'm like, yeah, it's not my bad. I don't know why they haven't brought that feature yet. You're getting too out of there.
One of my favorite stories about the twins, you know, Pat and Kathy's kids.
And how old are you?
Oh God, I don't know. Back when there still were a few flip phones, Steve had probably one of the last flip phones.
Right?
You know, we go over to the house and Jake's like, phone. You know, 'cause he wants to play.
Right.
As all kids do. So Steve gives him his phone to see what he would do. And the flip phone. He's like, phone broken.
And she's like, no. Okay, so I brought up I'm able to open the document.
Oh. Yes, he's got to bleed marks. That's what I can't use that. Okay. That's what I just needed to check.
Okay.
So now I can email them and say, this isn't what I need, because I'm making flip books with all their brochures now.
And they're probably using Adobe. Yeah. It's so I don't want to say difficult because it's possible, but like this photo of the spa just doesn't do it justice.
The massage one?
No, this one, the lobby, it just doesn't do it justice. I mean,
that's the best I've got.
I would have had some beautiful tropical floral arrangements or more greenery or something in there, some plants. I mean, just move them in there temporarily for a photo. And then, you know, like technically in marketing, you're never supposed to show an empty room.
See, I disagree with that.
I mean, I'm indifferent, but like at a restaurant, I like seeing people at a restaurant.
Restaurants, yeah. I mean, I always like a few empty, just saying this is your blank canvas, like for events and stuff, this is your blank canvas.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. For events, because you have the ability to transform that space into whatever you want.
But like hotel rooms, and the lifestyle, I don't use people.
Yeah, I don't know, like with hotel rooms, like David Meerman's got this whole thing on every hotel website shows an empty bed. And I'll have to go back and review my notes. And I don't know, like the best, he said the best way is to actually like create a theme or an experience around that room, which is not easy to do.
Right.
And then, you know, in the descriptives, it's hitting all five senses. You know, again, like the signature fragrance, the whatever, all that shit.
I don't smell it out here. I only smell it in my bedroom.
Is there an oil decanter or like one of those diffusers? That's weird.
Tropical, fruity. And usually I do not like sweet scents,
Yeah.
but it's not cloying. It's just lovely.
I didn't notice any scents in my bedroom. I wonder if it's like a linen spray. You know how they have those linen
Yeah.
sprays? Where's my freaking notebooks?
About this Pioneer sport fish to be raffled off at the boat show. Bushes from that. How many pocket carry? Come on, I mean, like, I'm not doing it. Want to bring that stuff to breakfast?
Yeah, I can do that. We can work and eat. I think. Yeah, absolutely.
Sushi is not another calling that. I'll have to say enough. I need some breakfast.
Oh, yeah, we didn't really eat very much.
No, we sure didn't. The food, the solid to liquid ratio
Was way off, yeah. That's why I ordered that dessert thing last night too. Because I'm like, I don't really want food. Like, I don't want like a meal. I'm like, ooh, dessert. Of course, that was lots of wine, Kelly.
Yeah, sugar just makes it worse for me. But that pear, oh my God, that pear.
That pear was ridiculous. Oh, shoes. I need shoes. All right, chica. I don't know why I set my sunglasses down. I'm such a ditz.
Outside?
I don't know. It's okay.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't think maybe Oh, my ring. I just put it on. Duh. I don't know. I know I left him in the room yesterday because I knew he would only be in the sun for a little bit, and then it's 2 pairs of glasses on my head.
So you didn't have him with you last night?
No, I know I didn't. Yeah. Good morning.
Okay, so Karna is asking if I can come to the Palms for noon. Typically, the shuttle leaves at 11.
Tell her 12:15 because it leaves every hour on the hour. And it